Hello, this is Retired Geek Woman, and we are doing a Let's Play with Skyrim Special Edition. When I started this part 2, I had a horrendous beginning, which I'll get into a little bit later. But when we left our last episode, we had left Riverwood, and I was trying to decide what I wanted to do first. Started over Skyrim maybe 6 times, but as I've mentioned before, I've never actually completed it. But when I start, I always start basically the same way. I get the main quest going a little bit, and then I go to usually get like at least the dragon shouts. But then I go down to Riften, and I pick up Marcurio, am I saying his name right? And a horse for each of us, because I have convenient horses that lets him ride along. Well, I completely screwed up when I did that, and I didn't do my saves right, and I didn't want to start all over again. So it looks like I skipped ahead a little bit. What you missed is some disastrous beginnings that I'll tell you about later. But basically, I left Riften with Marcurio, a horse for me, a horse for him, and absolutely 0 gold in my backpack after having to sell a bunch of my armor. So I'll tell a little bit more of that story later when we get to a spot where I have a chance to do some storytelling of my own craziness. So I always pick Marcurio because he has really good magery, and I've heard that you should pick a follower, a companion, a follower, whatever it is, that is different than you. Meaning, if you're a warrior, pick a magic user. If you're a magic user, pick warrior. Well, I don't know what it is. I just like this dude, even though he's extremely annoying and about everything he says to me. Especially if I'm going to trade something with him. He's just as annoying as all get out, but he becomes pretty powerful. My longest playthrough, I think I made it past level 16 or so, something like that, and he had leveled up with me most of that time, and between the two of us, we never died. It was just, we were pretty powerful at that point. We could take down dragons pretty easily. Again, as a refresher, I play on easy. Very easy, actually, because I don't like to die because it ticks me off. And I prefer not to be ticked off when I'm playing games. I used to play games only in my spare time, which was basically weekends. I didn't usually play during the week. After work, I was too tired to do that. And during those times, it just annoyed me to die because then you're reloading and wasting so much time, and it frustrated me too much. I just wanted to enjoy the storyline. I wanted to enjoy the beautiful scenery and whatever else the game offered to me without constantly be reloading because I died. I did not and do not enjoy the challenge of fighting monsters and creatures. It's in the game. It's part of the game, a big part of the game, but I choose not to be annoyed and frustrated by having to reload all the time. So I call this a retired slow playthrough, and that's what it is. As I've become retired, I'm learning to slow down in all aspects of my life and enjoy things more that I didn't get to enjoy during my working career. And gaming is the same. I want to enjoy it more, and for me, enjoying it means just not having to completely reload all the time. So anyway, I got my friend with me. I've forgotten about this blacksmith that's here, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, I have 0 gold. Let's see if we can pick up a little bit. So we're picking up a little bit as I purposely stopped and killed those bandits at that little fort place. Normally I just run right on through and ignore them, but I wanted to pick up the armor from them, and I'll be picking a lot more wolf pelts up as we go along so that we can get some gold in our pockets. It becomes a non-issue later in the game. You're overloaded with gold. Right now it's important because of some of the things that I want to do coming up. This is the special edition, and it includes all the download content, Hearthfire being a big one. And I do enjoy setting roots down in whatever town that I am or whatever game that I'm playing. I like putting a house there and getting set up and feel like that I have a place in the world that is mine. And, I've never finished the game, and to be honest, I think I've only maybe purchased 2, maybe 3 of the houses that are available in the game. So as we get richer and richer as time goes on, and if I keep playing and if I'm encouraged by you guys, then I will continue on and eventually maybe own all the houses in the game. So that's kind of where I'm at. Right now, we are going to head back up. We are going to Whiterun so that we can further the main quest a little bit. It has been suggested that you finish the Acts 1 and 2 according to the Prima Guide and what they call the Acts 1 and 2, at least 1, because that gets you to the point of being able to do dragon shouts, which can be very useful. For me, it's just a fun thing. It's not as necessary as other things, although there is one thing that comes up here not too further ahead where having a particular dragon shout becomes pretty much a necessity. So I want to get to that point of the main quest. So that's kind of where we're headed next. A lot of times you'll see me, what I'm doing here is just kind of running ahead a little bit. Instead of going backtracking to get the horse, I ran down here. I wanted to double check these goats. I need goat horns. Don't see any here, but I'm looking for goat horns to collect for use for our house we are going to build. So a lot of times I'll run down ahead and then we'll use the horse horn to call the horses so that I don't have to backtrack and go back and get them. We can just call them, and it's kind of a cool automation there where both me and Marcurio hop on a horse and they rear up and they all look cool and everything. Sometimes when there's like a skeever or something like that that's chasing us, I'll just slow down and let him kill it. I don't think I even have a sword on me at this time, and I didn't want to hop off just to kill that. Skeevers 99.9% of the time don't have anything that I want or need, so I didn't want to waste the time. We're going to come around this corner here, and we've got wolves on our tails, so let's turn around and get those wolves. This seems like to me, oh sorry, didn't mean to hit you there with my spell. Let's try not to get you killed again. It seems like to me that there's a lot more wolves than I remember there ever being. Every time we turn a corner, there's a wolf. And they're just really kind of annoying. But anyway, they're there and they give us a few things. They give us the wolf pelts. They give us a coin or two, and every once in a while they'll have a gem or something. And right now, with money being so valuable to us, we're going to stop and pick them up as we go. I was pretty focused on what I was doing here and not paying much attention to the beautiful countryside off in the distance. It is beautiful, and I particularly like the daytime, which is what I travel mostly. I do think it's beautiful at night, but I tend to not travel around at night too awful much. And that's just a preference and a role-playing thing. I do end up traveling at night. I do end up seeing the stars and whatnot at night. The northern lights, I think you see them at one point, but for the most part I travel during the day and to get where I want to go, and I don't have any particular reason for that. It just has always been a role-playing thing that I've done with this game since the beginning. I like traveling during the day, and I like finding a place to sleep at night, so occasionally I'll pay for an inn or whatever just to get some rest at night and be ready for the next day and get up early and go to the merchants if I didn't get a chance to before going to bed or whatever. So I role play what I would do, which is do what I need to do during the day, and then at nighttime get some rest. And I don't know, maybe this time I'll incorporate some food eating or something like that. So here I'm just kind of paying attention to figure out so I don't go the wrong direction too far and try to constantly remind myself. Also, I just noticed that my horse is picking up ingredients, and at some point in this or the next episode you'll see me change that preference. I really don't need them to be picking up the things that I probably will never use. I don't make my own potions. I find more than what I need. Generally, I just carry health, magicka, and cure disease potions with me. And I may expand on that, but at most of the times that I've played this game, that's all I've carried. I've sold off just about everything else. I never got into potion making. Again, I make my character strong enough that there's not much of a necessity, and I do end up selling off a lot of what I find along the way, but I don't need those ingredients. It's just stuff I don't need. There are a couple of quests that we will pick up if I don't think I have them yet, that need some ingredients, and we will eventually go and find those ingredients. But for now, I don't need to pick up all these blue flowers or whatever they are. They're just stuff in my backpack that I've got to try to figure out who I can sell them to, and I know it only takes up a fraction of room, but it's just kind of, my backpack gets so loaded down with stuff before I'm able to buy my house. It gets out of hand and out of control. So here I'm kind of watching. I don't remember if I got lost again. I do tend to get lost every once in a while, and there's going to come a segment up ahead that you'll see this happens in a mega way, and don't worry, I fixed it so you didn't have to watch all that. So we're going to continue on riding and heading towards our destination so that we can figure out kind of what's going on with this dragon situation. So we are headed towards Whiterun and just trying to make our way there. I don't know if we'll make it before dark, but we're going to give it a try. And in the meantime, we're going to stop and kill a few more wolves. My goodness. It seems to be a run on wolves. And in the meantime, sometimes they hit me and raise my light armor rating a little bit. Well, who's this guy? This is funny. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't attack. We're just going to talk to him, and now he's going to say, hey. I thought that was funny because I saw him standing back there, and I thought he was a thief. But I don't know, maybe because we were in battle and passed him. I guess we could have kept on going, but I decided that I wanted to practice a little magery and let Marcurio hit him with a spell and take all his stuff. So I thought that was pretty funny. I love it when there's things that happen you've never seen happen before, and that was one of them. I don't ever remember running by a thief who didn't stop me and then going back to him. It was just too funny, so I had to show you that. So here we are with my poor little, I got a little Stormcloak armor on, and it's just sad because I had to sell everything so that Marcurio could get his horse, and I didn't want to start all over again. It was like, do I really want to do that for y'all? And I made an executive decision that no, I didn't want to do that. I would just explain it to you, and then we'd kind of go from there. And there's still more story to that, which up ahead we'll cover that a little bit. I don't want to bore you too much. There's a thin line between doing a playthrough and gameplay video and boring people to tears, and I don't want to do that. I want to share the game in the way that I see it, which is different than the way a lot of people see it. I definitely don't power game. I definitely don't need to get 100 level character. I mean, I don't even know, does it go that high? I have no idea. All I want to do is figure out this story, enjoy the story, and follow it to its completion. I think one of the highlights of my gaming career was when I completed Oblivion. And it was just a very magical, mystical moment. I had not seen any videos or read ahead in the Prima Guide to see how it was going to end. And when it did, it just kind of took my breath away. It's like, oh my gosh. So I don't know that this has an ending like that of any kind. So don't tell me. Don't put it in the comments. I haven't read ahead in the Prima Guide. I use it kind of for when I forget things or need some help with something. But for the most part, I just like to be surprised by things I didn't know they were coming. So And it's funny. I was recently with my grandson and my daughter and son-in-law, and we were talking about gaming. And one of my step grandsons said, "Why would anybody watch game videos?" And so I turned to my grandson and I said, "So why did you watch game videos? You used to watch them. Why did you?" And he said, "Well, basically because I didn't own the game, and I wanted to see what it was like and watch somebody play." And then eventually he asked me for it, and he got it for Christmas. Got it for Christmas. But that's why he watched. So then I asked myself, why do I watch? Why do I watch game videos? And some of it is to figure out if I want to buy a game or not. I was watching some gameplay on Farm Simulator 19, is it something? I think it was 19 or 17. I don't remember. I lost the number. It's not 22, but it was one before that because it went on sale. I like farming simulation games. I play Stardew Valley, and I played Farmville, I think, when it was real at the height of its popularity. But you know, I've watched videos of the Farm Simulator game. I bet you I've watched 3 or 4 hours of it, and I've come to the conclusion after watching that much that I'm not going to buy it. I think it has some interesting aspects to it, but I think I would not like it. And I'm certainly not spending $45 for the Farm Simulator 22. So I may end up watching more videos just because it's interesting, but it's not worth the investment for me. So anyway, I tried to ask myself who would be watching a video like this and what do they want to get out of it. So I'm not 100% sure. I just know that I have a passion of gaming, and I know that I play differently than most people play. So maybe people that don't play the way that I do will enjoy watching how I play. Maybe they will see things that they had not seen before. I know when I've watched game videos of games I've played, I saw things that I had never seen before because I didn't play that way. So I suppose that's a reason why people watch. They want to maybe catch some things that they didn't know about or whatever. So that's why I do it. It's fun for me. I'm retired, as you can tell by my channel, is Retired Geek Woman. I'm a retired geek, and now I have more time. So I'll be doing lots of videos like this, lots of playthroughs of various games. I may end up doing some how-tos at some point, some shorter videos, but I'm starting off with this game. I figured there's a lot of interest in Skyrim right now because of the knowledge that we're going to get Skyrim 6, the Elder Scrolls 6 in the future. It's coming. It's being worked on. So I kind of thought that it might have some interest there. Plus, playing it had interest for me too, since I had not ever finished it. I thought maybe I would enjoy that background before the next one came out. And there's a lot of reasons I've never finished this. I can get into that with you, but part of it is I just don't like the terrain. I don't like the snow and the brownness. There's just, Oblivion had the exact opposite. It was very green, lots of trees, lots of rain, and I loved it. I loved how it felt playing it, and I may do a playthrough with that game at some point. I just, not right now. I wanted to get on Skyrim because it's going to take me many, many hours to get through this game, or get through even a portion of the game to get through the main quest and the other things that I want to do. I want to join the Mages Guild. I will pick a side in the war. There's lots of things that I want to do before I finish the main quest, just because I enjoy it. I love becoming the guild master of the guild, the Mages Guild, and the things that come along with it, the benefits that come along with it. I enjoy lots of different things and a lot of things I haven't experienced. So we'll be able to get to those in time if you stick with me. And I will be putting chapter markers in my YouTube so that you can jump to a particular place. Hopefully my descriptions are good enough that you can find what you want to find if you don't want to watch the whole thing. Most of the time my videos, they will be anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half long is my goal. And I may end up skipping a few things here and there, you can let me know if you want me to skip some things or if you prefer that I don't skip some things. Just let me know, because I wanna give you whatever it is you are looking for. So we've come to Whiterun, and you know, everything is closed. I think it's after hours, so everything is closed. So what I'm going to do is going to go head up and talk to the Jarl and find out, just get some information up here. Talk about this Dragonborn thing and what's going on here. Why am I coming up here? I was sent here. I was told to tell them about the dragon, and so I will be skipping the quests around this part of the game, so don't worry, we'll come back to this. I ignored a little kid just now. I was like, oh, as soon as I was past it, I was like, oh, the little kid was asking for a coin, so I felt really bad. I think he said, hey, lady. It's like, oh my goodness. But I'm kind of single focused here. I want to go into Dragon's Reach and get some information and further this a little bit. We will come back and pick up a lot of these quests at a later point, but I'm kind of singular focused right now and getting this information.
What's the meaning of this interruption? Jarl Balgruuf is not receiving visitors. Well, that explains why the guards let you in.
They kind of change their tune when you tell them that you have some news that the Jarl is going to want. So don't come back attacking me with a sword. And yeah, we saw it with our own eyes.
Really?
And see, that wasn't fair. Just because they're trying to chop my head off doesn't mean that I was a criminal any more than he was. That really wasn't a fair thing to say.
I want to know is what exactly happened at Helgen. I should have guessed Ulfric would be mixed up in this. What do you say now, Proventus? Shall we continue to trust in the strength of our walls against the dragon?
Well, you can ask him all you want, but I happened to be there and escaped a dragon, so, you know, keep your snarkiness to yourself.
We'll view that as a provocation. He'll assume we're preparing to join Ulfric's side and attack him. We should not.
I'll not stand
I love how they fight between themselves here and argue.
Irileth, send a detachment to Riverwood at once.
Yes, my Jarl.
If you'll excuse me, I'll return.
All right, so we've helped Riverwood.
That would be best. Well done.
With their
You sought me
protection
out
against the
on your own
dragon.
initiative. You've done Whiterun a service, and I won't forget it. Here, take this as a small token of my esteem.
Interestingly, he gives us Imperial
It's
armor,
another
so
thing you could do for me.
okay.
Suitable for someone of your particular talents, perhaps. Come, let's go find Farengar, my court wizard. He's been looking into a matter related to these dragons and rumors of dragons.
So I find it kind of interesting that when we're in the Bleak Falls Barrow, we pick up that dragon stone, and I guess you could have come here first and they would have told you to go back and get it. But going through the whole dungeon there, the burrow, you do find that dragon stone. So I guess if you come here first, they would have sent you there and you could have got it. I thought it was kind of interesting. He says, I want you to go here and get this thing, and then you already have it. So I guess that's how they deal with players that come at it in different places and different times and from different directions. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Something for me. Well, when I say fetch, I really mean delve into
Dangerous
a
ruin.
in search of an ancient stone tablet that
Been
may
there, done
or may
that.
not actually be there.
Wasn't too bad. Trying to get a little information out of him.
Mercenary, but a thinker, perhaps even a scholar. You see, when the stories of dragons began to circulate, many dismissed them as mere fantasies, rumors, impossibilities. One sure mark of a fool is to dismiss anything that falls outside his experience as being impossible. But I began to search for information about dragons. Where had they gone all those years ago? Where were they coming from?
So this guy's an interesting character about the dragons. He seems to know more than
learned of a
anyone
certain
else.
stone tablet said to be housed in Bleak Falls Barrow. A dragon stone, said to contain a map of dragon burial sites. Go to Bleak Falls Barrow, find this tablet, no doubt interred in the main chamber, and bring it to me. Simplicity itself.
Oh, this old
the
stone?
dragon stone of Bleak Falls
I
Barrow.
mean, this old thing that
You
I
already
found
it.
in the
You are cut from a different cloth.
burrow that you wanted to send me
The Jarl
to.
foists on me. You'll have to see the Jarl about that. Maybe his steward, Avenici. I'm sure one of them will pay you appropriately.
And I forgot to do that.
Farengar,
And I wanted to talk to him because I wanted to buy a fireball
I
spell.
wonder what Irileth is so excited
He won't talk to me. They're all excited. There's a dragon been spotted.
Farengar, you need to come at once. A dragon's been sighted nearby. You should come too.
And that really bums me out because I was trying to find him so I
was
could
it
buy
seen?
that spell from
What
him,
was
but he
it
won't
doing?
talk to me at this
I'd
point.
take this a bit more seriously if I were you. If the dragon decides to attack Whiterun, I don't know if we can stop it. Let's go.
And I don't have any decent weapons. I have terrible armor. Just not in very good shape at this point, but that's okay. Like I said, I had to sell just about everything I had. I actually walked out of the shop with in Riften with exactly 1,000 gold in my pocket, which is exactly what I needed for Marcurio to buy his horse. So I have never had that happen before where I was at zero. I mean, you start with more than that, don't you? Or do you not? I don't remember. I was at zero. I was like, oh my gosh, I've never had such a rough beginning before. It was pretty bad. So, but anyway, I didn't want to start over again, so I just made do. Sold everything I needed to sell. Soon enough, we'll get some better armor. Soon enough, I'll get a backup sword, which I basically never use. And we get all kinds of stabs and things along the way. So for now, I got enough magery that I can kill just about anything I need to kill, and I got my backup follower with me to help keep me alive too. So I'm in pretty good shape as long as I don't kill him. I thought that I had really thought your follower was essential. I didn't remember them being able to be killed, but I was just shocked all to heck and back when I looked around and there he was laying. I'll get into that. That's a sad story. You saw the picture at the beginning of this video. It's like, are you kidding me? Anyway, since we've seen a dragon, and they've asked him for our help. Oh, and he's also telling us thanks for the help, and you can purchase property now. And I think I've bought this property at this location once. So I'm trying to be able to fix it so you can see who they're talking. They're around there. They are around the corner.
As you command.
One last thing, Irileth. This isn't a death or glory mission. I need to know what we're dealing with.
Don't worry, my lord. I'm the very
I
soul
envy you
of
the
Thor.
chance to see this dragon. Take a look.
There we go. I was checking. Was able to talk to him. I was trying to buy the firebolt, and I'm short. I'm short. Not even 50 gold. I was so mad. It's like, oh my gosh. I hate being so broke, but that's okay. It won't last for long. So, well, I guess we might as well pop down here and go help them out with this dragon problem they're gonna have.
They say Helgen got hit by a dragon. One of those horrors comes here. We'll be ready.
We'll be ready. Well, I certainly hope so, mister. Because you're about to experience it firsthand. Before we got the Hearthfire DLC, I used to always buy the house in Riften just because it had more greenery and forests around it, as opposed to cold and snow and all that. So that's the one I always used to buy. And then later we're going to come across a quest that helps us with a centrally located house, relatively inexpensive. And I'll probably do that one. just so that we have
Gods and dragons
another
just
place
invaded
to
the yard
lay our head.
off of Whiterun.
I like to have locations that are central, so that when I decide to quit playing for the day, I can pop into my house, drop off anything that I want to drop off, and log out there. I don't know why I like to do it that way. It doesn't always work out that way, and I don't know if it will work out that way for us, but we're going to give it a try. So here we're going to hear a lecture on what's going on,
Dragon is attacking
telling
the
them about a
western
dragon
Now we're in
is
for
attacking a watchtower. And one of these guys, it's so funny, he's talking about, I don't know if it shows, he says something about we're gonna die, or I can't remember what he says,
made the mistake of
but he
attacking
sounds like a
Whiterun.
chicken. It was really funny.
Houseguard, how can we fight the dragon?
That's a fair question. None of us have ever seen a dragon before, or expected to face one in battle. But we are honor-bound to fight it, even if we fail.
Maybe none of us has fought a dragon. Hello?
Could you
I'm
call
here.
yourselves Nords if you ran from this monster? Are you going to let me face this thing
She is
alone?
tough. She is brave. Oh, we're so dead. There he says, we're so dead. I don't know which one of them said that, but that is so funny.
Since the last day.
We're so dead. You chicken, you're a guard. You're supposed to be brave.
Now what do you
Jeez
say?
Louise.
Shall we go kill us a dragon?
Yeah.
damn right.
Let's
At
move
least some of them are brave. So off we go. I'm gonna run down there. See about this dragon situation. I do believe the anniversary edition, one of the things that it changed on the special edition was the load screens. I think you're seeing how fast they are loading. It's like a fraction of the time. So I was really grateful. I didn't even know about the anniversary edition. And then I happened to find something on YouTube about it, and I finally asked, what's this? And then I found out what it was. I don't have the anniversary edition. I decided against it for a number of reasons. My son is a game designer, and I was looking at his review of the anniversary edition, and then I talked to him privately about it and asked him what he didn't like about it, and I decided against it. It seems that the free stuff that comes with the anniversary edition that they added on the special edition is plenty for my needs, and so I'm just going to skip it. But I do like what we got for free. I think that what we got for free was pretty good. At some point when I come across some of that stuff, I'll mention it if I think of it. But that's why I'm not using that edition, why I'm showing the special edition is for this playthrough, and that's likely all I'll ever get. I don't need to spend any more money on this. I'll save my pennies for when the Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, because I'll definitely be purchasing it. I've purchased them all from, I have a free version of Arena that I got off of Steam, and then I've never really played it before. Then I got Daggerfall, which I've played extensively. I had a disc version of that a year after it was released. I've played Morrowind when it came out. Not a favorite, but I've played it. And then I've played Oblivion through to the end once and started it a number of times over again. And then I've played Skyrim. So I've played them all. So I'll play it, the new one, when it comes out. I don't have any idea what it's like. None of us do. A lot of speculation, but nobody really knows. So I'm going to come down here and everything seems to be on fire. And we're supposed to look for anybody. I think she says something about just kind of look around and make sure not everybody's hurt. And I wasn't sure the arrow was pointing me somewhere, probably underneath. But at this point, I think the dragon is coming, and I'm having trouble finding out. I think I can hear it, but I can't see it. And there was an arrow on my, there it is, kill the dragon. So he's around somewhere, and I was like, where'd he go? I can't see him, and then there it is. I think we made a dent. and got ourselves flamed for the trouble. And this is one of the named dragons. There are, I don't know how many there are, but there aren't very many. But they're special dragons. They're not just random ones. And this is one of them. Mirmulnir. And I don't say names of things very well in this game, so sorry if I sound like an idiot. And down he goes. And once again, we're going to get a dragon soul. Eventually. Yeah, it looks like he's eaten one of these guards. Got all his stuff. And again, I'm just kind of checking to see if there's anything that I could spot quickly that would give us a little bit better protection. Yeah, just having trouble with the Imperial. And I felt bad about the guard's armor. I mean, and I felt guilty even having it. And thought, nah, just sell it. And I do not like to wear helmets. Ever, ever, ever. I'm going to be looking for another circlet to wear. Looks better on my hair, even if my hair does look like straw. Like Grandma Shirley says, I agree. But I don't know. I think a lot of people, I'm not unique in that I like to make my character look a certain way. And so when I see my character, like when it shows a death shot or something, I like to look a certain way. Here it tells us to have an optional to use your shout, and so I went ahead and did that. I was trying to, couldn't remember if it hurt someone or not, and so I was kind of running around, and I was first off looking for any soldiers that were dead. I was going to try to pick up some armor because we obviously need the gold. So that's what I was looking for here. I didn't see any. I thought there was one somewhere around here, but I didn't see any. And then I thought I'd just use the shout so that I can call that done, that optional thing to try. There we go. I just used my new shout power. Which at this point we still don't know what that is. And this was kind of a dumb thing. I don't know why I didn't call for our horses to take us back. I just ran all the way back. I wasn't thinking at the time. So that is my only excuse, and I'm sticking to it. So sometimes I do things that don't make any sense. And this was one of those times. I should have just called for our horse. I love it that I believe it's the convenient horses that adds that feature, where you can use a horn and call your horse no matter where it is. I can't tell you how many times I got frustrated in Oblivion, couldn't remember where my horse was. And so right then there was a big boom and a big deep echoey voice. We don't know what it is at that point. It was just a big sound. So we're going to go back in here, talk to the Jarl, tell them what we heard and saw, and give a report about the dragon that we just took down. At least we protected the city and the peoples of the city. And that's how I play. I role play what I would do if it was me. And what I would do is do my best to protect the others that couldn't protect themselves. In this case, I have magical powers, and so that's how I play this game. I don't steal, I don't kill innocent people. I try to act the way I would act as a human being, the same way. So I role play myself, basically. Only a more interesting, strong, powerful, magical version of myself. And again, there's a lot of quests through here that we're going to come back and pick up. And But for now, I'm very singular
There's been
focused
talk amongst the
on getting
guards.
to a point that I want to,
Dragon.
and you'll see where that is here in just a little bit. I think this city is a little bit prettier than most
No lollygagging.
because it's
Thinking
got
of
some
settling
greenery
in?
and trees.
It's a house for sale. Freeze home. If we kill the dragon once, we can do it again. With your help, of course.
Good. You're finally here. The Jarl's been waiting for you.
So what happened at the watchtower? Was the dragon there? I knew I could count on Irileth, but there must be more to it than that. So it's true.
Haha.
Greybeards really
So
were
now we're
summoning
getting
you.
somewhere.
Masters of the way of the voice. They live in seclusion, high on the slopes of the throat of the world. The Dragonborn is said to be uniquely gifted in the voice.
So he knows an
Ability
awful lot
to
about
focus
this.
your vital essence into a thum or shout. If you really are Dragonborn, they can
I was
teach you
curious
to
how he
use your
knew
gift.
about this.
The Greybeards.
Didn't you hear the thundering sound as you returned to Whiterun? That was the voice of the Greybeards, summoning you to High Hrothgar. This hasn't happened in centuries, at least. Not since Tiber Septim himself was summoned when he was still Talos of Atmora.
Hrongar, calm yourself. What does any of this Nord nonsense have to do with our friend here? Capable as she may be, I don't see any signs of her being this, what,
How would
dragon?
you know? I don't like that guy, and he don't
What
like me.
nonsense! Why, you puffed up ignorant. These are our sacred traditions that go back to the founding of the First Empire.
Hrongar, don't be so hard on Avenucci.
Bicker,
I
bicker,
meant no
bicker. My
disrespect,
goodness.
of course.
Can't y'all
It's
just
that-
get along?
What do these Greybeards want with her?
That's the Greybeards' business, not ours. Whatever happened when you killed that dragon, it revealed something in you, and the Greybeards heard it. If they think you're Dragonborn, who are we to us? You'd better get up to High Hrothgar immediately. There's no refusing the summons of the Greybeards.
There's no refusing the summons of the Greybeards.
I envy you, you know. To
So
climb
he'd
the
been up
7,000
there.
steps
Interesting,
again.
don't you think?
I made the pilgrimage once.
No, I didn't know.
High Hrothgar is a very peaceful place. Very disconnected from the troubles of this world. I wonder that the Greybeards even notice what's going on down here. They haven't seemed to care before.
Well, he acts like they come down and
Go to High Hrothgar.
don't interact with people.
Learn
It's
what
like,
the
okay, they
Greybeards
never
can
go
teach you.
anywhere, I don't think. They're always
You've
up
done a
there.
great service for me and my
Oh,
city,
and now we're getting thanked
Dragonborn.
for
By
helping
my right
out.
as Jarl, I name you Thane of Whiterun. It's the greatest honor that's within my
So
power.
don't know what that means, but I'm Thane of
I assign
Whiterun.
you Lydia
Okay.
as a personal
Thanks.
housecarl, and this weapon from my armory to
He
serve
gives
as
us
your
another weapon
badge of
that we're not
office.
going to use.
I'll also notify my guards of your new title.
Interesting. He
Wouldn't
can
want
notify
them
his
to think
guards
you're
of
part
my
the
new
common
title.
rabble, now would we? We are honored to have you as Thane of our city, Dragonborn. Back to business, Proventus. We still have a city to defend.
Yes, my lord.
That's it. A little bit more respect. So, what my current plan is to go to the inn and sleep overnight and wait until the merchants open next day. And the purpose of that is I want to be able to find that fireball scroll spell tomb, so that I have that spell. I like that one a lot better, and so since I couldn't find the court mage, so I'm going to go to sleep, and hopefully they'll be there the next morning when I wake up. And as I've mentioned before, I like to work, do my job and things that I'm trying to do during the day, and then
I enjoy this
sleep
work
during the
well
night
enough,
if I
but I'm
can.
ready.
just like I would normally. So we're going to check this out. We're going to pop the 10 gold there, even though we have very little, and get some sleep and see how things look in the morning.
The security in
by trade.
Whiterun is terrible.
Perhaps you've heard of him.
So we got a place to sleep. Cost us 10 gold, but that's okay. And like I said, I try to sleep until morning. Get off the bed, woman. I sleep until morning, till the shops are open. And so I had thought about playing on survival mode. And honest to goodness, I probably would if it wasn't for the coldness part and the inability to get warm with clothing or a robe or a jacket or something like that. I was watching some gameplay of someone playing on survival mode, and except for that, I thought it was rather interesting. But I was thinking, this place is cold everywhere, and you have to go into the mountains so much, and you can't get warm unless you're standing next to a fire or you go into a dungeon or something.
It's quite a problem. So you're interested in my
At this
potions
point,
and
I'm
ingredients?
just trying to make sure that I get everything sold that I don't need. I'm also looking for ingredients, the fire salts that I need to get our spouse. And also try to get rid as much dragon bones and scales as I can. Eventually, I give them off to my partner in crime. And sometimes I put them on my horse just because they are worth so much. And eventually I think you can actually use them in making armor and stuff. I've never actually done that. But it may be something that I'll get into at a later point. I'm not sure. But for now, we just want to get rid of as much as we can so that we have as most carry weight as possible. Again, I'm not using any mods or anything except for the convenient horses, which I do believe is what adds those backpacks. I don't think that's in the vanilla. But really, it was kind of a surprise to me because I just used it for the purpose of having my follower be able to ride a horse with me, because that was so frustrating to take off on your horse and you can't find your follower. I debated on the axe of Whiterun, but ultimately I'm going to be getting rid of this follower not too distant future, and I really don't need it at this point. Yeah, 1200 now. So we need the gold, so we'll wait on saving anything like that. Yeah, now we're at 1300. Always double checking myself. I hate it when I sell things that I did not mean to sell. It's like, oh, because you have to buy it back, and I don't want to spend my gold because you buy it back for more than you sold it for. So I'm just debating in my head here what I should get rid of, what I should keep, and that puts us up over 1400. So we've got a little bit of working capital to work with here, and so we're going to go ahead and continue on.
Come back.
Got turned around here. It's like, how the heck do I get out of here? There we go. Yeah, that took us out the back door, so I had to get my bearings. Like, where the heck am I? So then I look through and double check and see what I've got left over, see if there's anything else we need to sell. And I went back up here for the purpose of trying to find the court mage so I could purchase the fireball scroll, because the flames work, but it completely drains your magery, and I run out a lot, and I want to use magery for my fighting. So I went back here trying to find this mage, and I don't know how long I spent looking, but I couldn't find him. I guess it's a him. Yeah, you could pick up Lydia. A lot of people like Lydia. I don't care. I don't like. I mean, Lydia probably would be a good match for to be the opposite of my skills. But no, I'll stick with Marcurio. He's a cool dude, and I've had him with me exclusively on all of my
did,
previous
for your
start over,
service.
so we'll stick with
Guards
him
will
until
never
we
look the other way if
change.
you tell them who you
And
are.
there will be a change coming up around level 10 or so, and
As
I'll
my
talk about that
thane,
when we get
I'm
there.
sworn to your service. I'll
I'm
guard you
gaining
and
levels
all you
pretty
own.
good considering that I'm doing very little fighting. Only been in the one dungeon so far. So anyway, where is the mage? Where is the court mage? Nowhere to be found, and I didn't want to spend a lot of time looking. I just kind of glanced around and I didn't see him anywhere. So wherever he was at, he was busy apparently. I kind of looked back in the back rooms, living area, living quarters, and so I suppose I could have just waited around, but I didn't want to wait any longer. I did kind of glance over the bookshelf in case there was a skill book. Keep in mind that any skill books that are worth like 50 or whatever it is, 50 or 60 gold, are probably going to be a skill book. So it's a quick way to glance over a bookshelf and see if you see any on there. You read them and then it gives you a skill, or it gives you a bump in a skill. So I didn't find him anywhere back here.
Father says I'm too young.
And I
to
ran over to the other side just in case he was over there. I don't remember.
I serve Jarl Balgruuf.
I just don't remember any place else he could have been. And check the table.
All this standing around is rubbish. We should be taking the fight to the Stormcloaks.
At this point, I just gave up. I thought, we'll catch it later. There's other places that we could buy them, and we'll be coming back here, buy scroll tombs. There's more places, so I just decided, let's quit wasting time. Let's get on with it. At this point, you're seeing this speed up, and there's a disclaimer. I got so lost because I missed somewhere where they said we should go to get up to the High Hrothgar. And I kept going to Riverwood and looking around there. And I went to Riverwood and I went all the paths I could see there. I would swear that Ralof, we passed it, that when we were coming back with Ralof from Helgen to Riverwood. So I thought it was along that way, and so I looked and looked and looked. I don't know how long I spent. I even fast traveled a couple of times trying to figure it out, and used a ridiculous amount of time. So what I ended up doing is speeding this up super fast so that you didn't have to see all of that, and just, we all feel that pain. All of us get lost once in a while, and I got so lost, and it was so stupid because I've been there. In that quest, I have been there numerous times. So I eventually went back to my Prima guide, found out what it was close to, and did fast travel to where we were close to it, and then got back on the path again. So I just wanted to say I was sorry. I'm supposed to be doing this playthrough, and you're not missing anything underneath this disclaimer here. There's absolutely nothing to see, just me speeding through really quickly. I didn't want to not have the video, but it's just me speeding through, going wrong way, trying to figure out how the heck to get to High Hrothgar. And I don't remember anyone telling us where it was near, except I really thought it was near Riverwood, and it is totally not. So eventually I find the right place. Eventually I fast travel there so that I can continue on the journey and continue showing you what I'm trying to do. So that's what happened, and I'm going to stick to my story, and you're welcome that I didn't make you suffer through all of those trying to figure out where I'm going and what's going terribly wrong. So I'm sorry about that, but we'll get back to our story here in just a moment.
Smile on you, friend.
Okay, so now we are on track and finally going to go up the 7,000 steps to get to High Hrothgar. And I think, if I recall, it's not quite 7,000. It's 768. I can't remember. I think someone has bothered to count. It's like, it says 700 to 800. I don't know, something like that. And I don't know if they count the individual steps. You want to be sure that you stop at those little places where you see the little things to click on them and read the little tablets. But it is a long journey up here. This is the path or the journey that I took when I decided that I was not going to play the survival aspect of this game, because this is what the person that the streaming that I saw, the person was coming up here and it was really cold, and as you get further and further, higher and higher up, it says you're getting cold, and it reduces your stamina, reduces everything, your health, your speed. It just, if there was a way to get warm without getting next to a campfire or going inside someplace, then I might have went ahead and done it. But it was a pretty dramatic reduction in your stats and things if you can't get inside somewhere. So I don't know. I may try it on my own just to see how it looks before I make any decisions on that. But for now, that's kind of my plan is, I'm just going to not play it for now. So again, be sure you read these emblems. And so you can, there's something that happens at the very top. I believe you get a word of power or something. I don't remember. But be sure you read them. So it's a really long way up here. And again, since I don't like to fast travel except in extreme circumstances, an extreme circumstance would be that I'm stuck somewhere. I can't find a way out. My character, like what you saw, that whole long thing of being completely incapable of getting to where I needed to be and not remembering where I needed to start from. And I pulled up the map numerous times and tried to look at paths on the way down from High Hrothgar so I can figure out, how to get up. And I don't know why I didn't remember doing that, and it frustrated the heck out of me, and I spent way too long trying to find it. And in that particular case, especially because I was trying to record, I decided to go ahead and fast travel. Once I figured out what I had done wrong, I went ahead and fast traveled to make up the time that I had spent wandering around frustrated and annoyed. So again, look how cold this is right here, and the snow. That's one thing that I mentioned this before. It's one reason why I've never completed Skyrim, is that I get so cold, physically cold playing it. And even where I currently live, it's the middle of summer, it's 90 degrees and humid outside. I feel chilly playing this game. So the survival thing, again, when you're getting up this high, you would have a problem. And the only thing you could do is get in as quickly as possible. So if you were doing that and on the first playthrough you didn't know you should stop and read those tablets, you might have missed something important because you're trying to hurry and get inside because you're cold. I don't see any campfires along here. So I think you can turn the survival mode off and on. So I may try that off camera sometime just to see what the difference is. If you could make it to the top of this without everything drained. But I get it. It does add a sense of realism. Like you saw that I sleep at night, and I think you have to eat with survival mode, and all of that does make sense, and it does add more realism. It adds the ability to get very involved in the game, very invested in the game, and immersed in the game. And to me, that's most of the coolness of it, is being able to get immersed like that. So I may check it out again. If you have any comments that you want to throw at me about that, feel free. I may end up playing another, start a different game. I think I've got a couple already started where I could go in and try it and just see, we're getting ready to come up here. Come on, buddy, catch up to me. Because we got this nasty troll dude right up around this corner here. I think he jumps down off the top, doesn't he? Oh, he already did. So, our frost troll, our first one. I didn't get close enough to do any damage to him. But Marcurio sure is whopping him. Come on, man, don't miss it. Oh, look, he missed him. That's interesting. I never had seen him miss him before, so it's kind of funny. So I'm kind of backing up and keeping in mind I don't want to go off the edge of the mountain, so I didn't want to back up too far, and I didn't want to turn around. And all of that with that nasty character is troll fat. That's it. So I was kind of bummed, you know. He's a harder than a wolf or a rat, and he's got troll fat. It's very discouraging. I was not happy with that. I hate trolls because of that. I don't think I've ever gotten anything off of a troll that was worth my time. And let's see where we're at. Number 5. I remember the first time I did this, I had missed one, and it's like, okay, what did I miss? So I had to go back and double check, and I had missed one. So try to remember, if your short-term memory doesn't completely wipe you out of the game, that you got to remember what was the last one that you had done, so you don't have to backtrack. So the Jarl was saying that they don't care about what's going on down in the lowlands. Well, heck, why would they come down? I mean, look where they're at. That's a long walk for people who don't seem very appreciative. So I don't blame them for hanging out up here. Number 6. Man, that's cold. Whew. And windy. It seems like to me I've been up here in the daytime when it wasn't so windy. I could be wrong about that, but definitely daytime. You can see where you're going a little bit better. But we had a heck of a time. I had a heck of a time finding it, so that's why it's nighttime. Don't run off the mountain, dude. I don't want to have to go search for you. In another previous start, I had lost him completely, and I was trying to pick up a new follower, and it said you have to get rid of the other person following you. I looked everywhere, literally everywhere, and I did all the tips that are suggested. You know, fast traveling, going back to their original location, going in and out of places, going to my home. I tried everything, and I could not find him. And he was not dead. If he's dead, it's over. But he wasn't dead. I never did find him. I ended up having to reload and replay a whole bunch of my game. So I'm a little bit more careful. That's why you see me turning around looking to see if he's there. I'm a little more careful to make sure that I haven't lost him. And definitely don't do a whole bunch until I've made sure that he's with me somewhere. Because it's so annoying to go find your follower. So I think this is the 10th and final tablet. And we found High Hrothgar. And it's number 10. And Voice of the Sky added. So we'll find out what that is. Double check the chest, although I really would feel bad about stealing other people's offerings. And this is a good place to stop for now. I hope you join me for part 3 coming up soon. Have a great day.